Have you ever dreamed about living a life on the go, or maybe even in a tiny house?
Imagine living in a modern, eco-friendly home that not only floats on water, but can survive hurricanes, and costs less than a typical down payment on a house. Sounds impossible? It's not. A revolutionary new housing trend is making waves, literally. These floating tiny homes are capturing global attention.
In the middle of a housing crisis, you'd think bureaucrats might be willing to think outside the box.
This prototype and explains how it can help the environment.
Houseboats are not a new phenomenon, but they will be a main attraction.
Living in the environment without harming it. That's the goal of this floating object in the bay.
And once you understand how they work, why they're so affordable, and how they could change the future of housing, you'll be as intrigued as we are. Let's dive into the world of hurricane-proof floating tiny homes and discover why thousands are considering them as the ultimate living solution.
This is a floating tiny home. It's sustainably built out of high-performance concrete and materials. It's great for the environment.
The rise of floating tiny homes. In an era of rising housing costs, climate change, and frequent natural disasters, the idea of a compact, mobile, and disaster-resistant home has become more than a niche, it's a necessity. Floating homes were once reserved for the ultra-wealthy or for novelty vacation rentals. Today, that's changing fast. These tiny homes are designed to float on water, resist severe storms, and offer fully functional living spaces, all for under $80,000. Developers, environmentalists, and architects are pushing these designs forward, not just as quirky alternatives, but as serious answers to the global housing crisis. What makes these homes hurricane-proof? One of the biggest concerns for coastal homeowners is resilience. Rising sea levels and powerful storms are no longer rare, especially in states like Florida, Louisiana, and the Carolinas. So how are these tiny homes ready for hurricanes? Buoyant foundation. Instead of sitting on traditional concrete slabs, floating tiny homes rest on pontoon-like platforms or modular flotation systems made of sealed concrete or high-density polyethylene. These bases are engineered to keep the home buoyant during floods or storm surges. Anchoring systems. To prevent homes from drifting during storms, modern floating homes are secured with telescopic or flexible mooring systems. These allow the house to rise and fall with the water, but stay locked in place even in strong currents. Reinforced framing and roof design. Rated to withstand winds up to 150 miles per hour or more. Elevated utilities. Electrical systems, plumbing, and HVAC are placed higher than usual or within watertight compartments, ensuring safety during flood conditions. All of this is done with affordability in mind, so you get resilience without the luxury price tag. Why are they so affordable? With traditional homes averaging over $400,000 in the US, a hurricane-proof floating home for under $80,000 sounds too good to be true. So, what's the secret? Minimal land costs. Floating homes can be docked in lakes, rivers, or man-made canals. Some are even classified as boats, avoiding expensive land or property taxes in certain regions. Compact footprint. The average floating tiny home ranges from 200 to 500 square feet. This drastically reduces material and labor costs. Prefab efficiency. Many are manufactured in modular home factories using prefab techniques, which speeds up construction time and lowers overhead. No foundation needed. Traditional foundations are costly and time-consuming. Floating homes bypass this entirely, and for those wanting off-grid capability, solar panels and water filtration systems can be added, raising the price modestly but increasing independence significantly. Inside a floating tiny home, what's it like? Don't let the size fool you. These homes are designed with maximum efficiency and comfort. Most include lofted bedrooms, modern kitchens with mini appliances, full bathrooms with composting or marine toilets, living dining combo, spacious panoramic windows for waterfront views. Interior design leans minimalist, often with Scandinavian or industrial styles. Storage is cleverly tucked into stairs, under beds, or behind walls. Some models even include rooftop decks or fold-out docks. You're not sacrificing comfort, you're just reimagining space. Where can you buy one? Currently, floating tiny homes are available from a growing number of US and international companies. A few notable names include Harbor Cottage Houseboats, Kentucky, offers stylish floating cabins that start at around $75,000. Arcup, Miami, specializes in high-end floating homes with self-sustaining energy systems. Go Home Floating Homes, Europe, builds affordable, customizable units perfect for canals and calm waters. Fang House, China, a more budget-focused option with modern design at lower price points. Some companies allow you to customize the design online, choosing materials, layouts, and energy systems, then deliver the unit ready to float. Zoning and legal issues. Can you legally live in one? Here's the part you don't want to skip. Regulations. Living full-time in a floating home isn't legal in every city or state. Zoning laws. Some areas classify floating homes as vessels, requiring boating registration and periodic relocation. Docking rights. You'll need a designated space like a marina or floating home community. Some charge monthly fees similar to lot rent in RV parks. Utilities access. Sewer, water, and electric connections may be limited in remote or unzoned waters. However, areas like Seattle, San Francisco Bay, and South Florida are actively working to expand floating home policies, and some even provide incentives for water-based housing development. Who's buying these homes? The floating home market appeals to a wide audience, millennials. Priced out of traditional homes, many find tiny homes a practical first step into home ownership. Retirees. Downsizing without sacrificing beauty or functionality. Eco-conscious buyers, looking to reduce carbon footprints and embrace off-grid living. Adventure seekers, wanting a home that feels more like a permanent vacation. Many buyers also use them as Airbnb rentals or vacation getaways, generating passive income while enjoying occasional stays. Environmental benefits. These homes are also winning fans in the environmental community. Less land use. Floating homes reduce pressure on urban sprawl and land development. Eco-friendly materials. Many are made with recycled or renewable materials. Off-grid capability. Solar power, rainwater collection, and composting toilets make them low impact. Minimal carbon footprint. Smaller spaces mean less energy consumption overall. Some floating communities are even experimenting with aquaponics, vertical gardens, and shared renewable energy grids. Challenges you should know. Of course, no living solution is perfect. Floating tiny homes come with a few caveats. Limited space. Ideal for minimalist lifestyles, but not for large families. Maintenance. Like a boat, your home will require regular inspection and upkeep for the pontoons and anchor systems. Insurance. You may need specialized insurance policies that cost more than standard homeowners insurance. Connectivity. Some remote docking areas lack fast internet or reliable power, important for remote workers. Still, for many, these are small trade-offs for a home that offers both mobility and peace of mind during extreme weather. Could this be the future of housing?
A new floating development. It explains how more lodging was certainly needed to keep the tourists coming back.
Kind of the tiny house craze, but you rarely, or I had never seen one in a boat or in a marine capacity.
More options for people to stay. Everything is just normal. Everything is just traditional. There's not anything unique.
As the climate changes and real estate prices continue to rise, innovative housing alternatives like floating tiny homes are no longer fringe ideas. They're viable solutions. With prices under $80,000, built-in resilience to hurricanes and floods, and the freedom to live off-grid, these homes represent a new chapter in sustainable, smart living.
Have you ever dreamed about living a life on the go, or maybe even in a tiny house?
So, would you consider living in one? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more future-forward living ideas that challenge everything you thought you knew about homeownership.